Hey everybody, welcome back to WWE 12 Universe. My name is Jitch. This is the last SmackDown before Fatal 4-Way. And we got a big one. We got a big bad boy coming your way. New Orleans. Yeah.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring, Road Warrior and Road Warrior Animal.
So the Road Warriors, who we already saw compete on NXT this week. This isn't something that you'd normally see, but obviously we've got to do some double booking this week because it's the end of the tournament. The winners of the tournament will face the Altitude Alliance this Sunday, meaning it'll be their third match this week against a tag team. Not a tag team match, what I mean to say there. I kind of really screwed that up. So it's the Road Warriors up against the Mizfits. It's the Tag Team Championship Contenders Tournament Finals. Mizfits, Road Warriors. Those are the final teams. Mizfits are a little bit upset about this Gauntlet idea that the SmackDown General Manager Teddy Long had, but I don't think he really gives a damn, as we've been informed that originally it was supposed to be Rey Mysterio challenging for the Intercontinental Championship. Defending his Intercontinental Championship against a member of the Mizfits, John Morrison, who's just recently become the contender to the title. However, that match was pulled from tonight's SmackDown due to the Gauntlet taking up 3 of the 4 matches tonight. But Teddy Long just wanted to promote the WWE Championship Fatal 4-Way matchup. And so that's what's going down. But also we've got this match here, which is the tournament finals. This tournament's been going on for 3 weeks. It comes to an end in this opening matchup. One of these two teams will be challenging for the WWE Tag Team Championship this Sunday at Fatal 4-Way. The tag team titles, which have been held by the Altitude Alliance for about 60 days / 2 months, will be on the line against what is going to basically be dubbed as the best contenders possible for the WWE Tag Team titles at this point in time. A championship that The Miz claims he made famous, just like the Intercontinental title, with his historic first ever reigns as those champions. You can't really argue, but you want to. Originally, The Miz won the WWE Tag Team Championship on Christmas Day, I believe it was, last year, with Chris Jericho, who's no longer with us. He didn't die, don't worry, I don't know how I worded that. Decided to take a hiatus, an indefinite hiatus.
How great is Alex Riley? This guy's awesome.
He held that tag team championship for just about kind of half a year-ish, I think. Maybe no, might have been more like 3-4 months. Actually, thinking, well, I think it might have been about 4 months, not half a year. It would have been a quarter of a year, or a third of the year. Sorry, I got there eventually.
Animal is so dangerous. When he can target and batter an opponent with his strength and power, you know the end isn't far away.
The Miz also held the Intercontinental Championship for a historic amount of days. I can't remember what that is, 180 I think it was, which is about over half a year. No, I think that's just short of half a year actually, because it's 365 days in a year. He held it for 180 days, then yeah, he was 2.5 days short of half a year.
Oh my gosh, big time impact. Oh gosh, the back. That could very well dislocate a vertebra.
Well, the Mizfits are really bringing it to Animal right now. He's not getting a moment offense in. Can't imagine why.
It looks like he hasn't had carbs since 2006. Tag team contest underway. Both of these teams.
The Miz will be in action immediately following this match, so it's brave of him to have decided to come out here and compete. He'll be up against Christian next. The winner of that match will then go on to face Stone Cold Steve Austin in the third match of the night, and the winner of the third match will go on to face the WWE Champion John Cena in the main event tonight. Non-title, of course, but it's all about the WWE Championship Fatal 4-Way match that's happening at Fatal 4-Way, which is just 2 days away. I'm really looking forward to this event. Okay, I'm back. Hello. So anyway, tag team tournament, Contenders tournament. Yes. Miz, what are you? Just thought I'd go give Alex Riley a nice supportive hug. He believes in him. He believes in his little carbon copies. Ain't it weird how, like, John Morrison really doesn't look like the rest of the Mizfits? I think that's weird.
This is SmackDown.
SmackDown. I don't really know what it was that made me want to put them together as a group. I just kind of thought the idea would be fun. I thought, what if I did my own, like, big faction?
What an incredible lariat!
Like, not one that's just kind of inspired by something that happened in real life. And then I was like, who would I put in it? And then I was like, well, The Miz deserves something big. I like The Miz a lot. I think he's definitely like a future world champion in this series. I mean, he's already held one in real life, so I don't need to really declare that he's a future world champion. I hope he wins another one. It's been ridiculously too long since he last held the world title or was pushed heavily.
What a match! We got a tag.
I definitely think he's still very deserving. And I was just like, who do I pair him up with? And I thought, well, him and Morrison used to be a really good team, so I could always align him with Morrison. But then I thought, well, him and Morrison taking out the Big Show, and that's just another tag team. I don't really want to just keep putting him from one tag team to another, and that's where I got the idea to do a faction. And I thought, well, who could join him? And I thought, well, I know it's a bit weird, but I'm kind of pushing Zack Ryder quite a bit, so I thought he fits the bill quite well in a weird way, because like the whole point of the Mizfits was that he was taking under his wing two people that were being a bit held down, and it just kind of added up. So, because obviously Ryder, he's a two-time Cruiserweight champion, and he's got one of the best win-loss records in the series, I think. I might be wrong about that. He might have balanced out his losses more recently, because I know he started to lose quite a bit. But I thought the idea of putting the three of them together would be just great. And then obviously I thought, well, what about if they intend to take over and try to grab all the gold? I mean, it's a classic faction thing, isn't it? They try to win all the gold. It doesn't always happen. I'm not necessarily saying it will happen with them. I'm never going to promise that, because that's A, that's a spoiler, and B, I might not go through with it. So I don't want to go for anything like that. And I thought, well, I don't really want them all having fucking generic double title entrances. So I was like, well, who else can we put in there? Obviously, the women, we need a woman. Maurice is the partner of The Miz, perfect fit. So she's kind of associated with the Mizfits. I wouldn't necessarily say she's a member. You know, you never see her come out for a friggin' mixed tag with John Morrison. But like, she's associated. She's recognized as a part of the Mizfits, just very loosely, I guess is the best way to put that.
See, I love this comment.
And then I thought, well, they need an extra member. And long before I had loads of comments flooding in telling me to put Alex Riley in, I was like, what if he starts off as a face? I like that move, sorry. What if he starts off as a face, and it seems like he's not really interested, and then he joins? That'd be kind of cool, right? But I kind of rushed that a bit.
He was the original.
Probably should have taken a little longer with that. I think the only reason I did what I did was because he was a top contender for the Intercontinental title, and I wanted to try and respect the ranks of the game. So I wanted to like have him drop in the ranks. So he needed to take a loss to like Mysterio, but I just didn't know how to make it happen, really. So I just thought, well, what if we just have him join there, and then I didn't really want him to like lose. I didn't really want him to look bad from the beginning. Leave him alone. And that's what brought us to this point. Now, obviously, there is something I need to address that hasn't been considered, which is that they can't complete their their takeover of SmackDown. Because they want all the gold. No. Because they want all the gold. And there's more belts than there are members. You know, they could win the WWE Intercontinental and Tag Team titles, but whether they want to admit it or not, there's still the Cruiserweight title. So does Zack Ryder go for the Cruiserweight title? Or does a sixth person join the group? And that is where I'm going to leave it on a cliffhanger.
He is definitely going to have those ribs looked at after this match.
I didn't really want to squash the Road Warriors. I kind of wanted this to be a competitive match, but they're really not putting up a fight. For one of the highest ranked tag teams in this entire game, they're kind of embarrassing themselves.
Oh no!
We'll go with their match with DX took a lot more out of them than the match the Mizfits had with R-Truth and Mark Henry took out of them. We'll just go for that. They're just worse for wear because of who they had to face. Oh, that's a much better finisher. I wish I'd known that he had that.
1, 2.
Oh, there you go.
Alex Riley wins.
I didn't really want it to end that easily for the Mizfits. I did kind of want them to win the tournament, but I wasn't expecting it to be so easy in the finals. I thought the Road Warriors would be bastards to beat. So they are now technically declared the best tag team on SmackDown. All they gotta do is beat the WWE Tag Team Champions and win the gold, and they are undisputedly the best tag team on SmackDown. That's it. That's the only goal they've got left. Miz, I hope that foot of yours is okay, because that don't look too good, but you're in a match next. Okay, we are back on SmackDown. As you can see, Maurice has found her way down to the ring in support of Miz, who is now ready for his match. The former WWE Champion Christian is set to face off against The Miz, who just celebrated with his tag team as they were named the best tag team contenders on SmackDown, possibly soon to be named the best tag team on SmackDown. And Christian going to come out here and try to make a statement. His goal tonight, and he definitely told me this, he came up to me in the back, you know, the back, the place that I hang out in, the back. Christian sorry, it just sounds so stupid. Christian came up to me. Oh god, I can't get over it. You know when you just can't pretend. He's gone on record to say that his goal for the night is simple. He's gonna come out here and he's gonna beat The Miz. He's gonna beat Stone Cold. And he's going to get revenge against John Cena for the loss that he took to Cena.
Here we go. This match
both at Over the Limit and like a week or two ago on SmackDown.
Comes away with the win.
Well, it would be a really big night for the Mizfits if the Miz could survive this gauntlet. Obviously, when you look at the situation of the gauntlet, there's only really one guy that you can imagine surviving it, and that's the guy that comes in last. He's going to be the most fresh, so of course the WWE Champion John Cena is going to have to be my prediction for who I think is going to win this thing. Excuse me.
Christian likes a fast-paced offense. He enjoys feeding off the energy of the WWE Universe.
Obviously, the way that The Miz qualified for this match is the main reason why I think he values having Maurice at ringside. The Miz qualified for this match by hiding behind Maurice and having The Rock hit Maurice by mistake. Definitely by mistake. It was not deliberate. Don't you dare say that he went up and punched her. He absolutely didn't. The Miz hid behind her for a split second. The Rock accidentally swung, knocked her down, and got disqualified. And I think that's exactly why she's in the corner right now, right as close to the action as possible. The Miz has found himself a good bit of security there. If he brings Maurice out, yes, he's subjecting her to potentially getting hurt, but it comes at a higher value that obviously they've both agreed to, which is why she's out there, and that is that a simple mistaken hit on Maurice, and it's a victory for The Miz. That's all it takes.
aggression to escalate quickly in this one.
And remember, we still have that blockbuster main event tonight.
Do a blockbuster main event. John Cena versus one of the 3 other people in the 4-way match. I've never done anything like this before, so we just thought it would be fun. I'm always trying to come up with new ways to book. This might be a really hated idea. I haven't posted the episode of NXT where I came up with the idea and then said that was what was going to happen. I haven't posted that one yet, so I don't know how it's been received. I don't know if people loved it, hated it, didn't care at all. Probably the latter. A lot of people just don't really comment on the stuff that I come up with. I always get like the odd 1 or 2 people. You know, my boy BMS. Fucking love that guy. He's like my favorite. He always writes something funny in the comments. Shout out to you. Always saying what you think of the ideas and stuff, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate everybody else that does it too. Don't get me wrong. CJ Grinchy, I appreciate your input, for example. You always have quite a lot. I just wish that you would timestamp the comments that you write, because I don't know what you're responding to all the time. Please just either be a little more specific or timestamp it, because I don't honestly know what you're saying some of the time. Christian is doing amazing right now, isn't he? He's doing so good.
And that should do it. What does the Miz need to do at this point? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Michael Cole sounds like he just had a freaking accident. Uh-oh.
On the apron, and now the manager is completely distracted.
Come on, Maurice. That was Christian's moment. He dominated this match. I think there was a time where that victory could have even meant that Christian would have been in contention for the Intercontinental title.
What a hellaciously physical match these gladiators have put each other through. The intensity in this has been incredible. Back up on the apron in the
once again, Maurice finding a way to carry on, keeping the Miz in this match, and that was an incredibly close strike. Careful, Christian.
What an exciting move by Christian.
The peeps have been commenting on SmackDown and have been saying that they want to see Christian succeed, and I couldn't agree more. Let's not forget that his first ever WWE title victory came in a Fatal 4-Way match, so Fatal 4-Way is the perfect place for Christian to reclaim the WWE Championship. Maybe that's just his specialty. Maybe he's just the Fatal 4-Way expert. Maybe. Gotta say, I'm heartbroken that The Undertaker won't be at Fatal 4-Way. I thought that that was his night for sure to finally capture the WWE title, but it just isn't happening.
How smart is the Miz?
How smart is Christian? Let's not talk about the Miz, right? I love that move. I really do. That is very good, Christian. That is very good. You are a fun character. Oh, right into the referee. Right in front of Maurice. He's like trying to scare her, I guess. I don't know why. Christian doesn't have a comeback. No, he doesn't. Absolutely not. I thought that was going to be a skull-crushing finale from it there. I mean, technically it almost was. I don't know why that wouldn't have done as much damage.
He's awesome.
Oh, please.
Oh, a little bit of a reference to his former tag team championship partner, who he turned his back on and replaced with the Big Show, who he then also turned his back on because the Miz cannot be trusted.
Why do you love the Miz?
He's the greatest superstar of all time. Plus, he likes me.
Oh man, the Miz has him.
Counter. Christian saved by speed and experience.
Watch out here.
Just twisting the neck in a sickening way.
He's left the ring. This could get interesting.
That's not a good idea, Christian. You already did that. Oh, okay.
Hey, hooked by the Miz.
Uh-oh. That looked big.
Miz.
Miz.
He anticipated that move perfectly.
I'll do what I was gonna do. Would you stop getting up so fast and let me do what I was trying to do?
What in the world did Christian just do?
Always a good line to hear.
He moves to the outside.
Oh, he doesn't have springboards. I don't know why I thought he would. Oh, damn!
Miz.
I like the sound effect on that slap. Miz is very thoroughly in control of the match.
This could do it, and he doesn't stay down for long.
Nice.
Back to the ring, and the official's got his back to the action again.
Oh, there goes Maurice. Oh, perfect.
Kill switch.
Perfectly timed. Knocks Maurice off the rope. Oh, she's already up. Never mind. I really thought that would be a good sequence. I really thought I could finish the job with that one. Well, no more Maurice. She's crossed too many lines too many times. I hear that the rules for this match is that if you have a manager kick from ringside for one match, they are not to rejoin any of your future matches. So that is Maurice banned from ringside for the rest of the night. So it's a little more safe now. I'm sorry, I just didn't have the confidence that I could have done that. He's really spamming pins. I'm not sure what. Why does he have like diva moves? That look like a diva move. What? Would you stop doing that?
When you think of the legacy,
Wrestle me, don't just keep going for pins.
The Miz is better than all of them.
Christian is filled with determination. He will make it through the night. He will get to John Cena. I mean, he'll have to beat Stone Cold, which is something he could not do when he was WWE Champion. Uh-oh. Well, it's make or break time now, really. And it's break time. That is definitely not a situation of oh! That might have helped him.
Hey, you can't do that to the Miz.
You wanna bet? Little bitch boy?
Oh my gosh, the face! Oh, the elbow connects.
And Christian's playing some mind games now.
Wow, talk about timing.
Determination, I tell ya, it fuels people.
No telling how much damage that did.
Except for Christian, who's definitely... I mean, he's doing... Oh, there you go. That's got to be it. That's got to be enough to beat The Miz. There you go. Well, Christian has survived the first round. On to the next one. It's only going to get tougher for Christian from here. He managed to survive The Miz. Now he's got to beat...
From Victoria, Texas, weighing 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I was going to say before I realised that there's ring announcers that need to introduce. Now he's got to beat Stone Cold Steve Austin. For the record, looking at everyone's win-loss records that's going to be in the Fatal 4-Way, The Miz is now 12-11. Christian, that counts as a victory. That's, you know, this isn't like a full-on gauntlet. Like, that's a win. So Christian's now 10-10. And Stone Cold Steve Austin's lifetime win-loss record is 11-2. So, I mean, definitely not an easy opponent, but thankfully for Christian, the number one thing that I think he's enjoying right now is the fact that he's got all this time that Austin's spending making his entrance to recover on the outside, which he's definitely, I think, been making the most of. Okay, and here we go. That's it's a good attempt there, Christian. The point is that you tried. I think Stone Cold Steve Austin is definitely either the hands-on favorite or very close to. I think it's gonna come down to him and Cena. I hate to say it. I believe in Christian. I think Christian's great. He's done some unthinkable things like pinning Batista at WrestleMania to win the WWE title. but I just don't think that immediately after a grueling match with The Miz, he's going to do particularly well against Stone Cold Steve Austin, a guy who has only ever suffered 2 losses. Stone Cold Steve Austin's 4-way matchup at Fatal 4-Way is, I believe, his first ever championship match. I don't think Austin has ever competed for a title since he made his debut, and I think one of his losses is being thrown over the ropes at the Royal Rumble, if that even counts.
But I'll always be a Pete, Michael.
You're Pete-like, all right.
That was weird. I don't like the way he said that.
What a match this is going to be.
Christian's got to try and stay in control. He can't give Austin a moment to recover.
Possesses so much ring generalship.
I mean, even if he does make it to Cena, he's going to have been through Stone Cold and The Miz. Like, it's not exactly like it's going to be easy for Christian tonight. Regardless of if it was Christian or The Miz, they had the hardest challenge to overcome, winning the entire Gauntlet. I mean, that, in a way, to me, that almost guarantees that they'll be winning the WWE title match at Fatal 4-Way if they could win the whole Gauntlet from the beginning, because the 4-Way at Fatal 4-Way is an elimination style 4-Way. You've got to out-survive everyone else. And unless they all gang up on you because you won the Gauntlet the 2 nights prior, well, you're just going to be at a disadvantage. I mean, you're going to be at a full advantage, sorry. But you are also going to be at a disadvantage. That's the thing, is Christian's putting in a lot of work to get to John Cena tonight, to try and beat John Cena tonight, but he's got to do it where it counts, which is 2 days from now at Fatal 4-Way. This is kind of important, but I'd say Fatal 4-Way is more important. Why would you expend all your energy and wipe yourself out in advance of your WWE Championship match, when realistically John Cena's got the biggest upper hand going into Fatal 4-Way, because he's only got to go through one opponent tonight. Either Stone Cold's got to go through 2 or Christian's got to go through 3. John Cena's only got to go through the winner of this match. Now, admittedly, the winner of this match, that could be Stone Cold Steve Austin, and generally he doesn't exactly struggle when he's up against people.
Are running wild in what is now a very frightening situation. No lack in confidence as Christian, especially in this type of match.
Oh no! What did we just see? Whoa, whoa!
What do you think Christian needs to do now, King?
He just wiped himself out, that's what he did.
The tension, the drama. This is electric.
Oh no. Oh, there you go, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now deciding to take the fight outside. That's a much worse place for Christian to be. Now he runs the risk of getting counted out or disqualified, as well as getting pinned or submitted by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not that I see Stone Cold Steve Austin submitting anyone. Now the thing is, this Gauntlet kind of goes in a weird direction if it ends in a double count out, because at that point, you know, do we have a triple threat, or do we have just no contest? Does Cena just not fight any of them? Well, there isn't really an answer to that question. We'll just hope that doesn't happen.
Not fast enough. Austin.
Watch out here.
WWE fans watching this match all around the world.
This is definitely not so much Christian's night as it was before. He did so damn well against The Miz.
Shoulders down.
Pinning one of the most, well, the most successful champion we've ever seen.
What in the world did Christian just do?
It's called a flapjack, Michael Cole. As a commentator, I feel like you should know that.
Just squeezing down on the head here. Hey! And he fights out of it. He breaks the hold. Submission locked in tight. This could do it.
Both trying submission holds that aren't particularly working in their favor. Christian rules. It looks like he's winning back the people. Again.
His shoulders are down.
I mean, I don't know if he ever really lost everyone. just a few.
We saw it all in this match, King, and those repeated blows to the skull have
It looks like the
definitely
injuries of
taken
his
their
2
toll.
matches are starting to take their toll on Christian again. He managed to recover quite well on the outside, almost as if the match restarted completely, but the gauntlet, that is, not the actual match itself.
What a hellaciously physical match.
I think it's only going to take one Stone Cold Stunner to put Christian down if he manages to get one in.
And he does it one more time. Kick to the
Okay, right as I was mentioning the idea of one of those, there it is. I mean, yeah, you can waste time. You could not go for a pin. Yeah, that's a way to make sure that Christian... Yeah, there you go. Christian had enough time to recover.
I don't think so.
Really wanted to get that signature in. How huge would it be if Christian actually handed Stone Cold his 3rd ever loss?
That just takes all of the power out.
Be his first since he started the Champions Gauntlet too. He's been through a lot of big names, including Christian.
Not this.
There you go. Not the most favorable spot to have hit the kill switch, that's for sure.
Can he score the pin?
It's very close to the ropes. Oh. Oh, that's how much damage a kill switch would do to someone like Stone Cold.
Christian.
Got it.
If Austin counters it.
Down he goes. Watch it.
Yeah, I think the wear and tear is not a bad idea, but don't know how well that's going to work.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
What an
Poor
incredible
Christian.
suplex.
Done so well tonight. So incredibly well.
He's taking control again.
And once again, it's Austin with a head
You know,
of
the only
steam.
thing that's got him still in this, though, is the fact that he, oh, God. Oh, no.
Oh,
Ooh.
did you see the way his head planted in the
One of the
floor
only things
that
that's got him
power?
still in this is the fact that Austin didn't pin off of the stunner.
What an amazing display of power.
I mean, that's got to be it.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Austin
had to be.
wins.
A pile driver followed by such a vicious power bomb. Well, there's still one more challenge in the way for Stone Cold Steve Austin, the WWE Champion himself.
And his opponent, from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 240 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, John Cena.
Got absolutely no intention of dropping that title anytime soon. John Cena, the WWE Champion, goes to defend his title for the first time ever at Fatal 4-Way. And it's going to be a really, really tough one for him to survive. A Fatal 4-Way matchup isn't exactly what I think anyone figures they're ideal for a first ever title defense. Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think he actually had quite a challenge in front of him with Christian. I know that a lot of people were probably having their doubts about Christian, but I think that he actually showed that he's worthy of being in the WWE Championship picture. I think even Stone Cold Steve Austin probably came out of that one with a bit of respect for Christian. That was a hell of a fight. But now we're on to the main event. This is the end of the show for tonight before we go to Fatal 4-Way. Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Cena. A first ever matchup.
Always to the point.
It won't take long for the aggression to escalate quickly in this
Definitely some beef between these two. This is their first ever time facing off, but wow, Austin's been determined to become WWE Champion since coming to SmackDown. He set a challenge where he'd go through every single champion that SmackDown had to offer, at the time of that being beating the ECW champion, who was Wade Barrett, then the Cruiserweight champion, which was Zack Ryder, the tag team champions, Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne, back to back,
John Cena
And then The Miz, who was Intercontinental Champion at the time, and then Christian. The one guy that he's not actually beaten yet is John Cena, and obviously right now this ain't really the most fairest match for Austin to be facing Cena in. As we know, John Cena is 100%, whereas Christian just went through, whereas Stone Cold Steve Austin just went through a really tough match with Christian. That's what I meant to say there. And this is really not working out the way I think Austin had intended. John Cena's just kind of been on the attack. What is this? What is this gonna be?
He's all his weight on that leg drop. If he keeps delivering clotheslines like that, he's gonna break his arm.
I think Cena's expecting Austin to get up so quick. You wouldn't think that Austin's just been through a match with Christian at all, honestly. You really wouldn't think that that was a thing that had just happened, but it did, believe it or not.
You can feel the bad blood flowing between these rivals in this match. The tension is palpable. He's firing now.
It's good to see Austin actually get some offense in. So I think John Cena was just going to squash the guy. And that's the very move that he beat Christian with. Obviously not quite the same effect on John Cena as when he just started this match with him.
Cena just one heartbeat quicker on that exchange.
But I think Christian definitely deserves a lot of applause for his efforts tonight.
The power and quickness of Cena. John Cena is just so electric.
Why does he bend his pinky when he salutes? I've always wondered that.
He's taking control again.
And the gritty, determined Cena.
There's got to be a reason for that. Because I know most people when they salute, they have all four fingers straight up together. Whereas he only holds up three. I always wondered why.
Throughout John Cena's career, he's never quit, no matter how tired he is, no matter how bruised and
so John Cena would love to get another victory in just before Fatal 4-Way, and as I said before, he's definitely got the biggest advantage and the most likeliest to do it, considering he's barely had to go through anything these past few weeks. They've been going through qualifiers and all kinds of stuff. John Cena's really not had much. 7-6 is his win-loss record. He's actually about as equal in the match as Christian is.
Man, this is one of those matches you just like to sit back.
He's also
and
about
enjoy
50-50.
watching.
It's just that Christian's competed in more. I think he's 11-11 now, if I remember the records correctly. I don't think I do actually. Might be 11-10 or like 10-11. I think it was something like that. It was pretty close.
Austin. What a match. Momentum has shifted back and forth repeatedly between these superstars.
I think after that, I'd be searching in my tights for a white flag I could wave.
And he does it one more time. WWE fans watching this match all around the world. Big move coming.
Okay. Crowd fell deathly silent. Oh, we got this again. Woo!
Uh-oh.
There's no question.
Ah, boy.
Here.
That's right. You can't see me.
Off the ropes. And a 5-knuckle shuffle.
Oh, he's in trouble now.
Well, that could be all of it for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Disconnect. I think Cena's got himself a victory. Yep. That's it. I'd say Stone Cold Steve Austin's done. He's been through quite a lot as it is. Yeah, there you go. So John Cena comes out of the 4-way Gauntlet preview with the victory. The WWE Champion picking up another win.
Here's your winner, John Cena.
There you go. John Cena. Still the WWE. Sorry, I don't know why I said still. He hasn't actually. He hasn't actually had to defend it. Well, John Cena's the winner going into Fatal 4-Way. That's basically what you need to take away from that. However, there is a factor that needs mentioning, which is that he never went up against The Miz. He has fought Christian before, and he has fought, well, look at that. Everybody on the right. It's weird when that happens. Anyway, so in terms of news, Alex Riley defeated Hawk and was a David and Goliath victory. Rankings, okay, so nothing really happened with this, so it should be the same. The Road Warriors are still number 1. The Mizfits aren't on. I bet you they're on this one. Yep, they went up on the Raw one for some reason. I don't like the tag division in this game. Ryder has now found himself at the top of the contention for Mysterio's title. He's not supposed to be, but he's up there now. That's good. Great for him. Stone Cold Steve Austin is number 1. The Miz has gone from 7 to 2. Jeez, that's quite a leap. Christian must have taken a bit of a drop. Only from 5 to 6. There's not really anyone else to look. I mean, we can look at where Animal, Hawk, and Riley and Ryder are on the world title picture, I suppose. Let's see. Hawk dropped. No, he went up from 18 to 16. That might be from NXT, I'm not sure. And Animal dropped from 16 to 17. I don't really know what happened there. Animal dropped, but Hawk went up. I'm not sure why. Alex Riley remained at 25 despite all the wins he's been getting. He's just not moving. And Zack Ryder went up to 20 from 21, taking over Tyson Kidd. Okay. As I say, there wouldn't be many rank changes because it was mostly the same people involved in matches. So, what has the game predicted will happen at Fatal 4-Way? John Cena, Triple H, Stone Cold, Eddie Guerrero. It got 2 right. It got the champion right because it couldn't possibly get the champion wrong, and it got Austin right. But Guerrero and Triple H is very wrong. William Regal versus CM Punk. I suppose, yeah, it's booking the hardcore because the US isn't currently being held by anyone. Tiny Shiny, Michelle McCool, Karma. Oh, that's correct. That whole match there is correct. Well done. Rey Mysterio versus Alex Riley. No. Randy Orton versus Kane. There's all these belts, and they booked the non-title match. There's the tag titles. Actually, that's it. It's just the tag titles and the Divas title. And it was like, I'm not going to book either the tag titles or the Divas title. I'm going to book Randy Orton versus Kane in a one-on-one. And then the main event, Lesnar and McIntyre in a false count. Oh, I didn't book the World Heavyweight title either. That's weird. I've never known the older games to not book the world title. It's really strange. Swagger's not injured, is he? I'm not like going crazy and Jack Swagger. No, he didn't suffer an injury. The only ones that are injured is Jackson and Undertaker. Yes. Well, it got the whole card wrong. So what can you expect at Fatal 4-Way? Well, I'll give you a quick rundown in case you're curious, and you can drop your predictions in the comments below. Kicking off the show will probably be a Fatal 4-Way matchup. Probably the one for the vacant US title. I think that would make sense to kick off the show. So that will be Dolph Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, Brodus Clay, and a member of the Powerhouse is what it's been billed as. So that's what you can expect. Then the second match of the night, I think, will probably be the Divas title match, because that's really had like no build. So that'll be Maurice versus Natalia for the Divas title. Then I think we'll have the women's 4-way that can just go there like that, except I'll change it to be elimination style. That's all I change about that. And then we'll have the tag team title match, which is now confirmed to be the Altitude Alliance versus the Mizfits, Zack Ryder and Alex Riley. Then we'll have the Fatal 4-Way for the World Heavyweight title first, I think, which is Jack Swagger defending against Kevin Nash, Randy Orton, and Batista. And then in the main event, we'll have the WWE Championship Fatal 4-Way, which is John Cena defending the title against Christian, Stone Cold, and The Miz. So that's what you can look forward to at Fatal 4-Way. I think it's a fun idea for a pay-per-view. It's a shame they only ever did one. I mean, technically they did NXT Fatal 4-Way, but I think there was only one 4-way match on that show. Maybe two. No, I think there was 2. There was the NXT title 4-way and the women's title 4-way, I think. So I think, you know, I think it's a fun concept. And then we've got Money in the Bank up next. And then we got our first of the big 4 in the year. Oh, look at all these events we still got to go through. And Extreme Rules as well. We got W12 on our hands for quite some time. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying we're going to be in this one for a while. So I got plenty of time to come up with many ideas for the roster, because obviously I know there's a lot of people that get cut from 12 to 13, and there's no CAWs, so they will have to get cut. So I've got to make the most of them whilst they're here. But yeah, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next episode, which is in fact Fatal 4-Way. Bye everybody.